Aqua Soul family, what it do? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general love message for my Aqua gang. Hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I certainly am. Holy angels and spirit guides, please give us exactly what we need to know for Aquarius, Sun, Rising, and Venus signs. These messages are general, guys, so they may or may not resonate. Just take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If it does not resonate, I don't need to know, okay? So don't go down in the comments. Let me know how it don't resonate. Like, we established that in every video, but I still feel like people always still go down in them comments to want to tell me how it don't resonate. Like, why? Why? I digress. That's not for those of you who don't do that, okay? I don't need to know, okay? If you're new here, what's up? As you can see, I am an acquired taste, okay? Take a look around. All right, everyone, please take a moment and click the like button if you don't mind. It definitely helps the energy of our channel circulate on this platform. It helps people know that we're here, essentially, okay? So that is a small task that helps out in a very big way. So I would appreciate that. Also, click the subscribe button. I do upload for our sign quite often, okay? So do that. You might want to click that notification bell as well. I do not offer personal readings, you guys, at this juncture. I will let you know if that changes. I've gotten quite a few questions about that, as well as seeing in the comment section, people offering readings pretending to be me. Don't get got, y'all, now. That is not me, okay? All right, let's see what we have. Spirit, please give me some guidance in reference to what. Okay, we have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. So this does feel like somebody is taking action either towards you or you're taking action in this situation yourself, taking things into your own hands. This could be a situation that has been at a standstill, in limbo, kind of confusing, murky, cloudy, you know, anxiety filled. It does feel like there is a time of solution that's coming. It is going to occur within this action. Whoever is taking this action is going to be opening up the floodgates to communication and possibly an ending. For some of you, an indefinite ending. Okay. This could also be someone opening the doors back up in order to reconcile. Okay. It's all about action, however. So let's go ahead and see here. This does feel like the energy of a hothead. Okay, so this could be an Aries for some of you, or they may have that within their natal chart. Or this is just the energy that they are operating out of, okay? It can be a little bit flighty, not really thinking too much about the consequences of one's actions. And this could be why this approach is so climactic. So let's dig a little bit more here before I jump off the handle. Give us exactly what we need to know, please. Yeah, I'm hearing watch yourself. Like, don't be careful with me is what I'm hearing. So back to life. Okay, so somebody wants to resurrect a relationship. This is a relationship that has already died. That's a skeleton there, okay? This does feel like an approach, someone approaching you, wanting to resolve unfinished business. Now, for me to say unfinished business, that does mean that there is, in fact, unfinished business in this connection. Whether you thought you closed this out and finished it on your fucking own, okay, because I do hear that. Didn't I hear that? It's essentially that you took action and took things into your own hands. I don't know what way that would have been, but it still left some loose ends here that need to be resolved or burnt away, okay? This needs to be ended indefinitely if that's what you're wanting, but there is a potential for things to be resurrected here as well. Now, for this energy to be so climactic, I do feel like this could be this person wanting to approach you and have a conversation about whatever this connection's issues were, okay? This is somebody who possibly wants to fix things, of course. They're taking action. Now, the only reason why I have a little bit of reservations about the way that they're approaching you is it does feel like there's not much thought placed behind it, and that might backfire on them. See, defeated. This is somebody who feels like you've defeated them. They lost already. So what do they have to lose? Right? This is why there's so much tenacity and so much bravado in coming towards you, because this is somebody who feels like they already lost. All right. We have, courage. Yeah, so they're trying to build up their courage and their self-esteem here, you guys. They're trying to build up their securities, all right? That insecurity, they want to mask it. They want to place it away, tuck it away. This may also be why they're not thinking, because they're not thinking. They're not thinking about this action that they're getting ready to take. This might surprise you, actually, okay? The way that it's coming in, it's coming fast and very furiously. Ferociously is what I'm hearing. So I don't know if this is this person pulling up on you or calling you, sending you a message. They may send you something, sort of like a peace offering. So send you a gift, right? A playlist, you know, kind of try to open up or play on your heartstrings in order to get an avenue in to have a conversation with you. Wow. Make them prove it. Ooh, and worth waiting for. Okay. Okay, so I believe that this is somebody who now may be kicking themselves, you guys, okay? There's something about you that this person is realizing that's making them see who you really are, okay? Whether it be your worth or what you could have provided in a connection. This is somebody who played with it. They played around with the stability of this connection in their actions. So they may have sabotaged this purposefully, but there's some sort of realization that this person is having that's making them see, okay, they have proof, they're getting receipts. They're viewing you completely different than they were when you actually were into them. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? That's fucked up. Because for some of you, I don't even know if you're attracted to this person anymore. I'm hearing like our time has passed, you know, like our time has passed, but this is somebody who feels like there's still potential to turn things around. Like they didn't show you what they could or what they were made of in the connection. Like I said, they played around with it. So they didn't show up as their real selves. They showed up as someone else, or they either showed up, you know, half-assing it, kind of not really knowing what they possessed in this connection until it was already gone, or until you started to show them your worth yourself. Okay? This person could have possibly thought that you would not move on, okay, after the demise of this connection. This could be the reasoning why they feel so defeated or feeling like nothing is nothing is going right. This person may have had a plan in their mind. For some of you, the plan was to wait it out, maybe to see if something better was going to come along, or to just play around, you know. This is somebody who was still growing emotionally. But again, something tells me that this is someone who pegged you as a different individual. It's your healing that's got you shining, okay? And it's got people, not just this individual, seeing you in a different light. It's the way that you're taking time out for yourself, the way that you're nurturing yourself, the way that you're sipping from your own cup. Okay, for a great majority of you, you're not seeing anyone right now, okay? You've been self-sufficient, on your grind, making money, you know, plans, moving around quite differently. It's something about the way that you're moving in this healed energy that's a cut above the rest. And this is possibly what they're either noticing with their own eyes or energetically. Because I don't feel like you moved on to someone right after this individual. But you're also not in a rush to move towards them either. You may have pegged this person as just not the right fit. Right. So if you've already had a conversation with this person, that conversation may have made them feel defeated. Because I don't think that you cursed them out. You just may have outright told them that this wasn't a good fit, you know? That you now, after healing, you can see how the two of you may not have been compatible, or the inconsistencies in compatibility, And it's not that they're not a good person, they're just not the person for you. So this might be somebody who not only feels defeated, but now they feel like it's a challenge. They may want to challenge this notion of you thinking that they're not the right fit for you. But for some odd reason, I just feel like you believe that you saw all you needed to see. There's nothing left to prove. They might have showed their ass in that connection with you. So you have an idea of who this person is, or you've already cultivated an opinion about who they are based on how they treated you or what effort they placed in this connection. And dare I say, what you have valued this person as in the connection, they're trying to show you that that's not who they really were. They were only acting like that because they didn't realize your worth. They didn't realize who you were or who you were going to be to them. I'm also seeing with this defeated card, this person may have gone towards other love interests and nothing has worked out for them. Ciao. They want to prove it to you. This is somebody who's moving very fast, you guys. They are not thinking. I'm going to let you know that. So don't get your panties, your drawers in a bunch when this energy starts to approach you again, because you've definitely been focused on yourself, focused on your own healing. You may have gotten into a real groove of a true balanced energy, lots of harmony, peace, tranquility. And now we have this climactic energy coming in to shake shit up. Wow. They want to reverse this, is what I'm hearing. So this is somebody coming in, doing a total 180, you guys. See, 7 of Cups. Yeah, this person had a way of creating like optical illusions in the connection with you. Inconsistent energy. So they may have let you sip from a cup or two while the two of you were connected. But it never quite matched your energy, if that makes sense. They never quite matched you. You always knew that you were just a part of the multiple choice. They regret that. They regret that. This is a habit for this person, you guys, okay? They keep multiple choices. They keep lots of options, decisions, and they want to keep their opportunities and their pathways open. But I don't feel like you were the right person to be doing that with. And this is now something that's coming to their realization, okay? You should have never been an option. Yeah, there's no competition there. They learned this the hard way, okay? They're very much so defeated at this juncture. And I feel like this person, I don't know if they have transformed or not, but they definitely are seeing the error of their ways. And they're wanting to come in and show you what they're made of, like what they can do, you know? They never showed it to you when you were actually interested, though. Damn. See? 5 of Swords. Yeah. Lots of arguments here. I feel like this person was very combative. When you would try to speak to this person about how they were treating you less than what you were worth, they would want to argue you on that. How are you going to argue with me about what I'm telling you my value is? This is the price tag, my G. Like, this is what it costs. How you going to argue that? But I feel like this is somebody who would. They would be very aggressive if you were trying to call them out on some things, or if you wanted them to clarify some of this confusing energy that they were bringing about. If you wanted to have conversations about that, about what they were doing outside of your connection, or about who they were doing outside of this connection, any conversations about their behavior and the illusions that they were creating in this connection led to arguments. And that was a way to deflect and for them to control. That was a way for them to control the flow of the connection until they realized that they weren't in control of this. Because just as easily as you made yourself available to this person, you were very easily to make yourself not so readily available. And I feel like that put a spotlight on you for sure. Okay? We have 2 of Pentacles. Juggling lots of bums and bumettes. Yet the spotlight landed on you because of your decision to start playing chess. You started playing chess out this bitch. That's what you started doing. No, I can't make you do anything. I can't control you, but guess what I can do? I can control myself. I can control my availability. I can control my interests. You know, I can control my willingness to answer the phone, to accept your offers to go out. I can control that. And it placed some form of a spotlight on you. That still didn't make this person move, however. I feel like this is a very defeated energy, you guys. It does feel like this person needs to stay on their own for a while instead of thinking about collaborating. This may be somebody who is codependent on being with people, being in relationship, even if it's not exclusive. You know, this feels like the type of person who needs to have somebody, you know, a couple of people even. They may have not, this person may have never gone through a time of singleness. Yeah, they're saying healing is at the forefront of this. Dang. Yeah, so I feel like ultimately when it comes to this Three of Pentacles energy, you isolated yourself because this person wasn't sharing your same vision. It almost felt like they were holding you back with their inability to grow up. Now, this person has experienced several losses from the time that the two of you have connected with one another to now. From the beginning to now, this person has experienced a lot of losses, okay? They may have had a lot of vultures around them. They thought it would be a good idea to have multiple options and lots of people around, but they learned very quickly that not everyone has their best interests at heart. And I feel like you did. You were the most authentic connection that they had. You were the one that had the most potential to grow beyond just whatever the fuck they was trying to do and what they were doing in their other connections. You were the one. You were the one. These are their thoughts, you guys, not me. They feel a great sense of lack in the connections that they have tried to collaborate in since. They may have been trying to redo this shit, if I'm honest with you. Okay? Simultaneously trying to adapt to the notion that you may no longer be interested, or that they may have to be satisfied with the thought that you're done, that they've lost their chance. Okay? And I feel like they tried to cope with that for a certain amount of time. But they kept running into dead-end situations. They kept running into very emotionally and physically depleting situations. Could be lots of karmic situations for some of them. We have the Four of Wands. This is what you were trying to offer this person, you guys. Stability, growth, creating abundance and prosperity. They saw that as no fun. Crazy. This is a very immature person. They may be younger than you, or just, you know, energetically more immature, because they viewed that something so secure, something so sure, something that is not a risk. They viewed that as like, you're no fun. It's boring. It doesn't add spice to their life. They want an array of flavors. And what you were providing was just... It didn't have enough drama for them. But now they are almost desperate. You see how that goes? They're almost desperate to have the union, to have the stability, to have the security, to have the tranquility and the peace. They have not been at peace, you guys. They've been dealing with a lot of drama queens and kings. You heard? People sending them through the ringer. Yeah, I feel like this person fought this connection or their feelings for you, not only to control how things were going to flow and go, but also to control the ability to have different flavors, you know? They want to bounce around, have a variety, to avoid boredom is what I'm hearing. That's crazy. See, distant horizons. So now this is someone who feels anchored to this situation or to these thoughts of what could have been. Okay? They may have thought that there was a dedication here from you, like you would have been dedicated to this because of how consistent you were. Okay? They kind of just always knew you would be there. Or that's what they banked on. We have family room. Yeah, like a great form of comfort. Like, you know, a sure thing. Something that they would be able to bounce back to should things go awry. And now that things are definitely getting tumultuous in their life and in their energies, they're now going over the series of events and what they put you through or what they put this connection through for no reason. They kind of just tore up a good thing just for the sake of being able to say that they could have a different flavor tomorrow if they wanted to, even if that flavor is toxic as fuck, poisonous. Poison! Just something different. And I feel like this is something this person is maturing to, okay? There is a bit of growth here in reference to how they're seeing secure connections. No, they're not boring, ma'am, sir, bruh, sis. In fact, they add a level of comfort in order for you to grow. You're not having to worry about the drama-filled energies or the toxic ways of people or people backstabbing you, cheating on you, stealing from you, etc., etc. That's what this person was dealing with, y'all. Make no mistakes about it. It's forcing them to want to change now, and it's also having them see how ludicrous their energy has been. I don't believe that you see this coming, you guys. And this is why that first card is so fiery and action-packed. Okay. We have, yeah, see, Knight of Wands, child. Now this is past energy. This is who you were dealing with. A very inconsistent individual, very young-minded. This is somebody who was seeking the thrill in life and the joys of being able to, you know, do what I want. I'm grown now. I can do what I want. The connection that you were trying to build with this person was too responsible for them. This could be a fire sign for some of you. Or earth sign. And now we have the Queen of Pentacles, right? So we're going from a knight to a queen. Gender doesn't matter. This is just energetically what's happening here. This is somebody who is now truly focused on the things in life that really matter, the things that sustain you, the things that help you thrive and grow and give you a good quality of life. They're looking at the quality of life now, not just the variety. They're in danger because a lot of times when you start healing from things and you start cultivating a certain life for yourself, which is what I believe you've been doing, you've been isolating yourself, okay? You may be celebrating your own damn self. You have a lot to celebrate. You've been overcoming milestones and really growing. It's going to shock this person how much you've grown since the disconnect, and it's only going to further the amount of stupidity that they might feel because they actually had a chance, you know? They had you in their grasps and they released you. Queen of Pentacles is a solid offer, you guys, okay? I'm not saying that this is something that you must go towards. Of course not. It's free will. But the growth is there, most certainly. Now, here's the dilemma, though. Yes, they've elevated from a knight to a queen, okay? And a Queen of Pentacles at that. You know, that's a very, very solid transformation. There's still a ways for them to go. But this is why they're having so much clarity about the error of their ways, because of this growth. However, this might be how you needed them to show up back then. Because while they were growing, you were as well. The both of you growing simultaneously. And unfortunately, because they didn't want to grow while the two of you were interested, while the interest was mutual, I don't believe that, I still believe that you may be a cut above them still. Because they were dragging their feet. So we have the Hangman. Yeah, lots of contemplation. You are consuming their thoughts at this juncture. They are kind of looking at what they have to offer. They're focused fully on that now. All right. This is someone who you possibly haven't talked to in quite some time. Or it may be quite some time before they return. But when they decide that they can't wait anymore, it's going to come in fast and furious, like I stated. I don't believe that they're putting much thought into their approach, however. I will say that. They're just moving very quickly. They are putting a lot of thought into what occurred in the past. It's almost not allowing them to move. They feel very stagnant in this. And I feel like them having to look at it almost as a movie occurring, it's also creating this sense of, well, how do I even approach? You know, what do I even say? And since they can't come up with a thought, they just go. Now that might bite them in the ass. I'm just saying, ma'am, sir, bruh, sis, please. Just think about this a little bit more. They may think it's now or never, do or die, you know? Yeah, see, now or never, do or die, jump, bitch, jump off the cliff, just go, just go, just go. So, yeah, this is how they're viewing you, you guys, okay? The Death card, and at the bottom of the deck, the King of Pentacles. So they view you as their divine counterpart, as someone who has always been their equal, as someone that they stressed the fuck out of for no reason, held back from, and gave to multiples. When all of that should have been going to you, they do feel your transformation on an energetic level. And they view you as their equal, as their as the person who they should be sitting beside, right? But these two are not focused on one another. This person can't stop focusing on what they're bringing to the table and what they did before, and you are focused fully on your own shit, like your own time, your own health, wealth, abundance, growth. There has been a huge transformation here in the both of you. They view you as being a little bit higher than them, though. I have to say that. Being a little bit more grounded than them. Even though this person has gone through transformation, you guys, they have. They've transformed themselves. They still have some insecurities that they're battling with. They almost feel like they don't belong in this transformed energy. They don't know who they are anymore. They may be going through a bit of an identity crisis because of all the major shakeups in their life. Like I said, this person has gone through a lot of losses, you guys, even financially for some of them. This could be a Scorpio for some of you. Not all, just some. Now, death cycles around to a new beginning, and this is why we have this offer. Okay, so it's going to be totally up to you. Let me kind of look at a little bit of the future before we go. Oh, the sun. So either way you decide to go, there's happiness there and fulfillment. This is something that you have worked for, and this is something that you are calling in and manifesting, regardless if you decide to have that happiness with this person or the newer energies that are approaching. You have a lot of people who have their eyes on you and see you as a potential life partner. So you will have your pick. But this person in particular does feel like they will be pretty consistent. They have their mind made up now. And they are scared about, you know, what you think about this, or what you'll say about this, or what you will decide, or if you're even available at that. But they're still going to come in with this offer quite quickly. Actually, it's going to surprise you. The way that they just dive off and kind of start spilling their guts to you is what I feel. Okay, lots of passion behind what they're saying and behind what they are expressing to you about their feelings. Okay, let's see here. We're going to head over to the extended. We will, of course, have new love in the extended, you guys, okay? See? Yeah, they've released these habits. They want to show you now that what they were doing before is not who they are anymore. Yeah, I do a great job not giving a fuck. And this is what they feel like they might be met with. Okay? This may be giving them a little bit of pause about coming towards you. But I feel like their pride won't let them just sit on the wayside and let somebody else grab you up if you're not already grabbed up. So you are really done, huh? They're going to want to ask all of the questions, okay? You act like I was the worst. You might not even know the extent of this person's feelings for you, you guys. They kept you waiting. You didn't know that they viewed you like this. I really wish they didn't play in your face like this, you know? Accountability equals losing. And I feel like these are things, these are notions that this person has had to release. Okay? That whole, you know, inconsistent, it is what it is, indifferent, I don't give a F type energy. They had to release that because you're not even looking at them anymore. They have to step their game up. They have to. They waited until they changed before they could come back to you because they did know that their offer would have to be very hefty for you to even converse with them, let alone consider taking the offer. I don't know how many of y'all are doing that. Don't get down there, girl, fuck that person. No, I'm just saying. This person does know the extent of effort they're going to have to place here. And I feel like this is something that they are hell-bent on doing. They are very optimistic about this now, since they have now come to a consensus in their own mind that you're their soulmate, you're their person, and it's only you. Damn. Okay. Let's head on over to the extended, okay? We will, of course, have new love over there, but we'll tie this up with a cute little bow and see where things are heading here. I want to start out by seeing where this person believes things are heading, okay? What is their idea of where things will end up between the two of you, or what are they hoping for, okay? What are their fears of that as well? We'll see what shadows both of you need to address, and this will be the reasoning why everything went down this way, your lesson, okay? Let's see what karma the divine has in store for this person moving forward, just in case you decide that this is still, you know, worth it. Another person's karma, you can be in the crossfire of another person's karma if you're in close proximity to them or still engaging with this individual. So that's going to be important for us to know, just in case you decide to re-engage with this person. Let's also see what their next steps are going to be, as well as their intentions, so you could prepare yourself. And then we will see the potential outcome, whether you decide to re-engage with this or go in the opposite direction. I don't judge. I'm going to look at both potential outcomes, okay? And then we're going to get into new love. For those of you who only want to deal with new energy, we're going to look at who's coming in towards you. Only the good, only the new. What is this person like? What is the most sexiest thing about them? We'll also take a look at what the chemistry is like between the two of you in and out of the bedroom, okay? Let's see what also does Spirit suggest you do to elevate your frequency and vibration? This is going to keep you invisible to all toxicity and all toxic energies as you move forward into this next cycle. And we can also see how Spirit suggests you restore your trust and optimism in love. For those of you who have been losing that faith in things being good and coming in for you, let's see how we can restore that so that we're manifesting correctly, okay? Thoughts matter. And let's also take a look to see what blockages may be prolonging you from elevating into the next cycle. And then we will get your advice, your focus advice from Spirit. That is, how exactly do they suggest you go about attaining your life of happiness and fulfillment in the least amount of time, whatever that looks like for you, okay? So first, click that like button. It's free. Click that like button as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell, okay? And I'm going to put the link for the extended down below in the description box, and I'm going to see y'all over there.